to episode 10 of Cocktales with Tiki King. Yes, I am Tiki King, and I am here. I have just fought my way through the darkest, darkness one can imagine, to come here to the Tiki King bar, to be with you all once again, here on my show, strangely enough. Oh. So, did I ever tell you about the time I went over Niagara Falls in a barrel? There I was, on the falls. Not actually in a barrel. But I was drinking rum, which is known to come from barrels, so I think that counts. But the truth of the matter is, there I was, water pouring down, wearing my raincoat and my rain hat, and my rubbers, which are what some people call rain boots. But not in this case. But there I was, thinking about being here, there, telling you about here, now, then. And it came to me that I should perhaps tell you about one of my favorite drinks. A very adventurous drink. Drink that has medicinal properties. You know what to do with it. What is that drink, you may ask? Well, I'll tell you, because when I'm out traversing the deepest, darkest deep darkness that you can find, often there are all sorts of strange flora and fauna. There are bugs and critters and animals and mosquitoes, huge, the size of Skorsky helicopters, swooping down. But I digress. Yes, mosquitoes, or mosquatos, as they call them in the places where they don't know how to pronounce mosquito. But mosquitoes carry diseases, which is why you should always keep yourself properly medicated. How to do that, you may ask? Always keep medicine on hand. And that medicine, my friends, is gin. Why is it medicinal, you may ask? Why? Well, I will tell you. Gin is medicinal because it contains medicinal properties, because it contains botanicals which are known to be medicinal, and medicinal properties of the botanicals and so forth. But I'll tell you, gin had its beginnings as a medicine back in the Middle Ages. It was originally a type of wine, very strong wine that was mixed with all sorts of things that were supposed to be good for you, but probably just tasted nasty, which is why people drank them thinking they would make them better. Remember, if it tastes nasty or smells bad, it's probably good for you if you're not very smart. But the Middle Ages, yes, gin became very popular. In fact, in 1695, which isn't the Middle Ages, we're going to skip forward, time travel. We're going to skip forward. So, 1695 to 1735, thousands of gin shops sprang up throughout England in a period that was known as the gin craze. Much later, mirroring that, in the colonies, they had what they called prohibition, where they weren't allowed to drink gin, but they did anyway. They made it themselves out of hard grain alcohol mixed with botanicals to make it not taste quite as bad. But one of the things that they did, well, you may have heard the term bathtub gin. It has nothing to do with bathtubs. Just has to do with the spigots and the way they filled the jugs and the drinking in the bathtub. And there was a time I drank a lot of gin, and that story ended in a bathtub. But the upshot is it was cheap booze mixed with stuff. I don't have any cheap booze, but I do have some booze. So we're going to mix it with some stuff. And I'm going to tell you about one of my favorite drinks, the Gin and Tonic. The G&T is... Oh, apparently my jungle has cut out. There we go. The G&T, Gin and Tonic, or as they say in other places in the universe, the Gin and Tonic, for you Douglas Adams fans. So, what is a Gin and Tonic? It's pretty self-explanatory. It's gin. We'll put some of that in there. That's good. Put that in. And it's tonic. I'm going to put some of that in there, too. So I bring my bottle opener. Very simple drink. It's a highball. We talked about highballs last time. Highballs are delicious. They're simple. Get you drunk quick. Now, that's it. Gin and tonic. There it is. Simple. How's it taste? Oh, tastes like River Street. We'll talk about that later. But this gin and tonic is not complete. Not yet. Need some lime. Just happen to have a lime here with me. I'm going to go ahead and get ourselves a lime slice. I may have to talk to my saber sharpeners. Good enough. Put a squeeze in there. Now the gin and tonic, this delicious cocktail, was introduced by the army of the British East India Company in India and other tropical regions where malaria was a problem. Persistent. 1700s it was discovered by a Scottish doctor, George Cleghorn, that quinine could be used to prevent and treat the disease. People were drinking quinine and it tasted nasty. It did. Trust me. I've had it. So as people tend to want to do what they want to do, what they're doing, and they do it because they want to, they mix it with other things. Took the quinine, mixed it with some citrus and some sugar. Added that to the gin because people still didn't want to drink the tonic. They wanted to, but they knew they would drink the gin. So they gave it to the British officers who partook quite enthusiastically. The soldiers were already being given a gin ration, gin being the drink of the day. But I'll tell you, if you want to fight, gin's your man. Gin is a good drink for that. I'll tell you, gin has helped me get bad ideas and get into fights, and it's given me the best hangovers and helped me attempt outlandish stupidity. If you want to do things that you can regret, gin, I'm telling you. But it wasn't all just rationing and bitterness and whatnot. They discovered that it didn't cure malaria, but it did cure the blues. And I'm here, no, we're not going to talk about blues. That's a whole other show. But what I am going to tell you about, oh, that brings me back. Did I ever tell you about the time that Aaron Shaw and I ran out of other booze and decided to make gin and tonics and roll grapefruit out in the street until the passing cars found that we were rolling grapefruit out in the street? But it became a pastime, and that was good. We liked it. not particularly educational tale, but a tale nonetheless. And that's the kind of thing that gin can bring forth. Tales. For emphasis. So when you find yourself needing something to tell tales about later, make yourself a gin and tonic. Ratio is up to you. 1-to-1. So the original recipe, gin and tonic, 1-to-1 gin and tonic. Now that's good if you need to get drunk quick. But if you're looking to relax on a summer afternoon, telling tales, both good and bad, and lies, and making stuff up on the spot, make a gin and tonic 2-to-1. Your favorite tonic. I'm using an unnamed brand that's a boutique craft tonic. Stay away from the ones with high fructose corn syrup in them. Not good stuff. Don't want to sweeten your gin too much. But I'll tell you, take some good gin, some good tonic, slice of lime, mix them together, chug it down, repeat. You'll have tales of your own to tell one day. Someday you can say, Tiki King, did I ever tell you about the time that I... And I can say, really, sir, I must be going. And with that, I'm going to hack my way out of this jungle. So until next time, this has been Cocktales with Tiki King. And I want to thank all of you who come every week hoping that someday there will be a reward in the form of decent programming. And I want to thank my producer Maggie, and I want to thank I want newfangled things that will happen. So, I want to thank all of you for tuning in every week. And keep doing it. And keep drinking and keep having your own adventures, and someday you can tell them to me about them, about you. And until that time, good night, and good drinking, sir. Taking this with me.